Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind ya. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind ya. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And hello everybody, welcome inside a Thursday episode of YSN Live. I'm Anthony Hartwig. I am flying solo today. DJ is out shooting a commercial, going big time, you know what I'm saying? So he will not be with us today, but we got you covered. We have a great show for you nonetheless. Stick with us because it is a soccer highlighted show. We're going to have 3 great interviews with superstars of the soccer pitch in the area. We will start with West Branch's Katie Schroeder. Ty Bartel had a great sit down with her earlier in the season, so we'll hear from that great athlete out of Beloit, and then we'll go from that to Hanoverton, where we talk to a freshman phenom, Bella Thompson, from the United Eagles girls squad. And then we go from that to the senior and the D1 Youngstown State commit, Frankie Cassis from Cardinal Mooney. So all those interviews are going to be coming at you today in back-to-back format, so we'll have that soon. But before we get to that, let's go over some things that happened last night. There were some cool things that went down, some league championships that were crowned in golf, and a milestone that you will really want to hear about. Let's start with the milestone. This is one of the most incredible feats that we've seen on the YSN network in our time. We've been here since 2017. I don't think we've seen a 3,000 milestone yet. I could be wrong. There's a lot of stuff that happens in 8 years, but we've seen 2,000 before, which is rare, but we've seen the 2,000 hit. 3,000 is different. And Riley Simons from Austintown Fitch, not 1,000, not 2,000, 3,000 career assists last night in their win over Girard in straight sets. This is one of those setters that I think we've talked about a lot on YSN over her career. She's a senior, of course. So the last 4 years, we've said Riley Simons' name a lot. She's won postseason awards. Last year's setter of the year, without a doubt. This year in the conversation, we're definitely having those talks. By the way, those talks are happening because that YSN Volleyball All-Star game is approaching, and the end of the regular season is getting closer too. But Riley Simons, in my opinion, when it comes down to skill set and volleyball IQ, I would put her at the top of the list when it comes to setters. This year, you got to look at the numbers. They're not as great as they were the last 2 years. Fitch is, quite frankly, struggling hitting this year for whatever reason. Their team hitting percentage is 167. But that doesn't take away from what Riley Simons is doing and what she has done. If there was a career accomplishment, award, Riley Simons would be like hands down, not even a conversation. Let's go. I think she is one of the best setters in the area. And like I said, when it comes to skill set and like the hand placement and where to put the ball and the IQ of the game of volleyball, I don't think there's a setter better. I think there are some setters that have better hitters to go to and have had more success this year and have kind of put up better numbers. And that's why there's a conversation on postseason awards. But when it comes to just like pure skill set, talent, volleyball IQ, Riley Simons is right up there. My top of my list for what my list is worth. I know my list isn't an end all be all, but I would put her right there at the top. When you talk about people in the state of Ohio that have gotten 3,000 career assists, there is just 15 in the entire history of volleyball in the state of Ohio. 15 players now have gotten 3,000. Riley Simons just became the 15th. And we're doing the math. I did the math yesterday. We had like the big conversation in our volleyball group chat yesterday. It started with Riley Simons. It went into the weeds of scoring volleyball and the volleyball rules. But when you do the math for Riley Simons and what she could accomplish by the end of the season, right now she's averaging about 9.5 assists per set, right? So if she hits her average per set and all of her matches go 3 sets, which is unlikely. They still have a lot of good teams in their schedule. They'll probably have some competitive matchups where they go 4 or 5. But if, that's once again a big if all of her matches just go 3 sets and she hits her per set average, she would, I'm looking for the numbers here. Hold on, bear with me. She would finish in the top 10, and she would finish with a career total of 3,233 assists with regular season. That doesn't include tournament time. Obviously, she would have the opportunity to extend that number however far Fitch goes in the tournament. But if the regular season ended, all of her matches went 3 sets, and she got her set assists per set average in all of those matches, she would end the regular season with 3,233, which would put her in the top 10 in the history of the state of Ohio. Now, if I did the math as well, if all of her matches went 5 sets, that's once again a big if. That probably wouldn't happen. But if it happens, if the rest of her matches go 5 sets, she could get in the top 5 with 3,452. That would technically put her 6th at the end of the regular season, but you're guaranteed at least one tournament game, and she'd only be 4 assists behind the number 5 spot with that number. So banking on the fact that she would get more than 4 assists in their one guaranteed tournament game, she would get in the top 5 before her career was over. If I had to guess, I'd think she'd land somewhere in between there, between 204, 233, and 3,452. So somewhere in between there, which would put her in the top 10, probably like 7th or 8th or 7th. Would be a watermark if she does really, really good, obviously. Or, by the way, if Fitch makes a big tournament run, that would boost her too to get more matches. She has a definite chance to get in the top 5, and if she did, that would be a big story. If we have the 5th best setter in state history when it comes to assists, which is the biggest stat for a setter you can possibly get, obviously, that would be a big milestone for Riley Simons, and we're hoping that she can get it. Like I said, Fitch has, I think, 9 more regular season matches are guaranteed one tournament game, so 10 more matches guaranteed on the season. And Riley Simons hits 3,000 last night against Girard with that straight set victory. So congratulations to Riley. We'll have a story and postgame. You know what? In fact, let me do some work and get that postgame interview for you here on the show. I'm going to tap dance for a little bit while I download it off YouTube because I kind of forgot that would be a good idea to play it while we're waiting on the story. Let's get it up for you. Last night, we also had some great volleyball go down in Crestview while I'm kind of getting this post-game interview up. Crestview and McDonald played at Crestview, and this was a battle of 2 teams that are leading the MVAC, opposite tiers, of course. And it lived up to it. McDonald came in off of a tough game on Tuesday. They got swept by Middle Ridge, right? And that was their first conference loss. Kind of like feeling like they have to regroup. And by the way, first conference loss, and then the next game is Crestview. Good luck with that. But they really came in with fire. They played really well. They kind of looked like a team that scouted Crestview very well. Mike Klockner I got to give kudos to him because they kind of knew exactly where to get Crestview, like what to do to expose some of their weaknesses. Crestview doesn't have many, but they are there. Every team has holes. You can't cover the whole floor all the time. So whatever personnel you decide to run, you're going to have little holes in your defense. And McDonald was just using the soft touch, using the tips, getting them right into the right spots. Brookfield did that a couple of times when I had the last game at Crestview. They just didn't do it nearly as consistently well as McDonald did. You add that with some good serving. You add that with a couple of really strong, outside attacks from Aubrey Evans and Ava Gallo. And then the middle play of Hallie Kuntz. You push Crestview all night. But you know what? What always amazes me about this Crestview team, we've seen it a couple of years ago when Mineral Ridge pushed them a little bit when Crestview went on the road. They don't get pushed a lot. They are dominant in a lot of their games, especially in the conference. But when they do, it's like they've been in these situations 1,000 times. They just never fall under the pressure. They never kind of give in to those moments. Hey, it's 23-23. Who cares? Sophia DiTilio, who hasn't been in that kind of atmosphere yet this year, where it's like set on the line, we got to make some plays. Back-to-back blocks to give Crestview set 2. 25-23. It was awesome. Players like that, players like freshman Bella Ciapala getting some big play in the middle. She had to go up against one of the best middle combinations in the area, and Sophia Pecchia and Hallie Kuntz. She did a great job. Obviously Lainey Hour did her thing with 24 kills, 17 digs, so she had a great game. But McDonald push, but Crestview was just like, you know what? Even though we haven't, been in this situation yet this year, they've lost a set and they've had a couple of close sets. They had one, but they kind of usually in those games, they push back pretty quick and the rest of the game kind of gets uncompetitive. This time, McDonald was there the whole time. They never went away and Crestview was up for it. And that's what I've always found really impressive about this Crestview team. Even though they don't get in those situations a lot in the season, every time they do, it feels like they've been in these situations forever. That's a testament to their practices and the things they kind of do behind the scenes that kind of make them prepared for moments like that. I do have that Riley Simons post-game interview with Ty Bartell. It is also with Kylie Folkwine as he got a chance to talk to them both at the same time. So we will play that for you here as soon as it uploads to StreamYard. And we'll see about what Riley Simons has to say after getting 3,000 career assists at Austintown Fitch.
Alrighty, I'm here with Riley Simons, Kylie Folkwine, your two players of the match for this straight set win over Girard. We got to start with the big news, though, too. And when you get 3,000 assists in high school volleyball history, just the 15th player to ever do so, Riley Simons, you earned that honor, too. Talk to me about just how proud you are of all the hard work that you've put in and just what this means to you that you're on such an illustrious list in high school history.
It means a lot because I've put in so many years into the sport, but I also want to thank all my teammates because I wouldn't get here without them actually scoring the points. So.
This was the one that got number 3,000. You hooked up with one of longtime friend Kylie Folkwine. You told me beforehand this was kind of the plan too. Was this in discussion? How long was this in discussion that the 3,000th assist was going to be off of a kill from you?
The goal was every 1,000, but I didn't get those two because I obviously couldn't hit the ball in. But we talked about it before the play. I was like, you're going to set me. I'm going to give you 3,000. So that was the goal before the game.
How awesome is it for you, being her friend too, longtime friend, you know her goals too. How awesome is it for you to see her be able to achieve something so awesome?
I know how much work she puts in and how hard she works. So I just feel like it's also she's the only person in the school to do it. That's such a big accomplishment. She's so humble. It's just great to see her get all the compliments she wants.
So you talk about this too, Riley. You guys also, when you get back to 500 too, talk to me about what this means for the team and just refocusing and trying to build some momentum now midway point through the season.
Yeah, it really just builds our confidence because we kind of lost it a little, but we're working hard and we're going to come back.
When you talk about too, your just career throughout all the assists, 3,000 of them, there's a ton. Is there one that kind of sticks out to you? Is there one that's the most memorable assist for you? Probably the 3,000, right?
Maybe 1,000 too, because that was the first one. So.
When did it first become a goal for you that you realized that 3,000 was in play and it was a possibility for you to achieve?
freshman year I got like 800, like 60 maybe, and then I realized I was getting 1,000 as a sophomore, and I didn't think people did that. So after then, I just wanted to push myself to get one more thousand each year.
Put a bow on this for us, Kylie, too. You guys won 6 straight sets now. 6 straight sets, a lot of momentum. Talk to me about just what this is going to do for you guys now going into the second round of conference play.
I feel like we need to redeem ourselves because we obviously had some letdowns here, but I think we're going to come back and we gained our confidence and we're finally finding the ways, like the holes we need to, and I think we're going to play pretty good.
So that was Kylie Folkwine and Riley Simons talking about that 3,000 assist milestone. Once again, congratulations to Riley Simons. What an accomplishment. I was looking at the numbers, by the way, in the state. The state record for assists in a career is over 4,000. That's nuts because we're seeing what Riley Simons has done, and that's insane enough to have almost 1,000 in her freshman year, but then to keep going, and she's been blessed with really good hitters like Jocelyn Jordan, Jordan Smith, now Kylie Folkwine, Morgan Roby, Ayla Ray, Kayliana Ray now. She's been blessed with some really good hitters to set to. But now, like, just continuing to do it. 3,000 is cool. 4,000 is mind-blowing because you imagine what you have to do for that. Probably one of those things where you get 1,000 your freshman year would be like maybe a deep tournament run to state or something like that. That's incredible. Yeah, you would actually have to get at least 1,000 a year to kind of get into 4,000 territory. So that season must have been insane to get 4,000 assists. Speaking of it, though, just Chloe Plant from Girard, kind of in the same boat. She just got 1,000 in her sophomore year, the same way Riley Simons did back in her sophomore season. So maybe we should keep an eye next couple of years to see what Chloe Plant can do in Girard, who Riley Simons played last night, of course. So that would be an interesting thing. Like, hey, they played each other, in Riley's senior year, and Chloe Plant has 1,000 in her sophomore year. She's got 2 more seasons to go. Can she break that 3,000 mark? It'll be tough, but you never know. You never know. We got some awesome talent in the volleyball world, definitely going on right now. We are excited for it, but we're also excited for the soccer season as it's heating up. We have a lot of talent in the soccer world as well. We are going to go into our interview section of the show. We will start with Ty Bartel, who you just heard from. He sat down with West Branch's Katie Schroeder, and he had a great interview with her. And we're going to start our soccer show with that great conversation.
What's up, everybody? Ty Bartel in with another edition of Player Profile. This time I am joined by Katie Schroeder from the West Branch girls soccer team. Joining me today. Katie, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, and I mean, you're doing pretty well as well on the soccer field. I know you've had a lot of recent success, an assist, a goal scored recently too, a lot of things. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that a little bit. Talking though about soccer and just, your journey within the sport. I always like to kind of get a foundational point where we started with the sport. What's some of the earliest memories? When do you first remember getting involved with the sport of soccer?
I started when I was around 4. All the girls I'm playing with now, I started playing when I was really, really little. So I kind of grew up with all of them. So it's kind of nice to have our little group back together when we're playing high school. But I've been playing since I was really little.
What kind of keeps you coming back to it every single season? What draws you to the sport?
I think just the environment. I love feeling supported. I love my team. I think I just love the sport in general. Kind of when you step on the soccer field, you forget about everything. It's just I don't know. It's kind of like a stress reliever almost.
Throughout your soccer career, you've played multiple positions. When you talk about playing different positions, how do you kind of adapt your mindset to switching roles on the field?
I'm not really sure. When I switch roles, when I go on attacking, I'm more in an attacking mode. I feel like I have to get to that goal. But when I get into a defensive position, I feel like I have to protect my goal. So I'm trying to almost when I'm defensive, keep them from the goal. When I'm attacking, go towards the goal and try and score one.
When you talk about playing these different positions too, what are your kind of personal strengths that you lean on the soccer field that you feel like you play to, you could find success against opponents?
Um, my speed. That's why I like winger. I feel like I'm pretty decently fast sometimes. I feel like I do take good shots. It can improve, but definitely take good shots. So whenever I'm on the winger, I definitely feel more confident and comfortable in that position, along with striker and attacking mid.
When you talk about having the both offensive and defensive responsibilities, what do you kind of find most challenging about trying to balance both of those?
Whenever I'm attacking, I feel like I have to get back so fast because then I'm like, oh no, they're getting to my goal, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm an attacker, I need to stay up and score a goal. Or then whenever like I'm in defense, I feel like I need to get up the field so much, but like really, I really don't have to, but I still want to get into the attack a little bit.
As you're continuing to grow, you're becoming a better player. You're starting to mature too with the team as a leader. You also got some recognition too as an honorable mention, I believe, last year with all district too. Talk to me about how that felt too as a younger player too, getting those looks too, and getting that recognition.
It definitely gave me some confidence because as a freshman, it was kind of like hard because like halfway through the season, I started playing more varsity. Then whenever it came to my sophomore year and I started getting like those awards, it kind of like I was like, oh wait, I'm kind of good. Like I feel like it just gave me more confidence. Like I kind of started believing in myself more.
What's kind of the difference in your confidence level now compared to when you started this in freshman year as you came on with the team this year and you started taking on more of that leadership role?
Freshman year, I was kind of like I kind of got down on myself because I knew I was a good player, but I knew I still wasn't up to like everyone on varsity, like the starter standards. And I'm like, how do I work to get there? But like now, I feel like I'm still trying to improve, but I feel like I need to be a big like role model or leader for like all the younger freshmen and those just coming up.
So when we talk about your recent matches, I want to mention an assist, I believe, against JFK. You had a goal against Minerva too. You've kind of been on a tear in these recent matches too. Talk to me about just the success you've been able to find on the field lately, and what kind of confidence you've been playing with as of recent.
Um, those successes, I feel like as it's like more of like a team effort. Like I wouldn't have been able to get that goal if we didn't put pressure on the ball and the girl got a handball in the box. If I didn't get played that ball beforehand, and I wouldn't have been able to make that assist. So I feel like it's more of a team. It's like a big team effort, but it's a good feeling whenever you find that assist and then you get that goal. And then whenever I scored that goal, I felt really good, and it kind of gave me a lot of confidence in myself, and it just builds my confidence more as I see those successes.
So for all the other soccer players in the area, they might want to know this next bit of information. What's the game day routine, then match day routine for Katie Schroeder? What's your kind of go to? You have any kind of superstitions? What's the warm ups looking like? What's a match day look like for you?
People are gonna call me crazy for this, but my left and right socks I switch. Left has to be on the right and right has to be on the left. Um, Game day, we like our playlist is awesome. Like I just feel like we try and get hype. We just try to set us in a good mood. We just get locked in and focused, and we just want to go into that game with a strong intensity and just win.
All right, well, we'll talk about maybe a little bit of the playlist, but we gotta rewind this and talk about this sock thing. When did this sock thing started too? And are you talking about like you'll wear them the right way for a certain amount and then switch them, or you switch them beforehand? And I didn't even know there was a difference between a left and a right sock. That's a thing.
Freshman year, I put my socks on backwards against Alliance, and I scored that goal freshman year. And from then on, I just kept switching them left and right because it kind of like I don't know, it just made me feel like I was gonna play good that game. It sounds weird.
No, I just want to know when we start seeing all these other players with backward socks too, who started the trend too, and I know the source now for sure. You talked about that moment in freshman year too. I'm sure there's a lot of great moments that you remember from your career. What are some of the ones that really stand out to you that you feel like you're going to hold near and dear for years to come?
Definitely the support from the seniors my freshman year. When I scored that goal against Alliance, Chloe Dennison, she was the first one to run up to me, and like I don't know, it just made me feel really good. That helped build my confidence a lot as well. I don't know. I feel like our team is so close knit. I feel like there's a whole bunch of great memories I have. Like our team sleepovers are awesome. We love those. Just a whole bunch of team bonding exercises. Those are just like the best memories and fun practices.
You talk a lot about those seniors from your freshman year, and much like your socks are on opposite feet, now that the shoe's on the opposite foot now and that you're an upperclassman, what does it feel like that you now have the underclassmen that are kind of looking up to you guys and searching for advice and searching for acceptance?
Yeah, it was definitely big shoes to fill because those seniors, they made me feel welcome. So I want to try and make sure those freshmen feel welcome. Make sure they have a support system. I want to be there for them. I want to set an example, a good example. Make sure they like, I don't know, kind of follow like our team rules. Make sure they're up trying to get to our standard. They're all doing really well, all our freshmen. Yeah, I just feel like being a good team leader almost. I just want to be there for them and make sure they know that I'm there for them if they need me.
That's awesome too. And you talk about putting in the work, and you've also put in the work in the classroom. I like your GPA. You're sitting at a GPA over in the mid threes as well. Talk about just the challenges of balancing the academic side as well as the athletic side and how you're able to maintain success in both.
So I do soccer all year round. I do club soccer whenever I'm not in fall high school soccer. And then during club soccer, I'm also doing track in the spring, I'm pretty sure. It can be difficult, but it's definitely worth it because I feel like it gives me some responsibility. I feel like it kind of pushes me, it kind of helps me know my limits, but I definitely want to keep focusing on my studies because as long as I focus on them, I feel like I'd be really successful in the future.
I agree with you on that. And you talk about some advice that you would give to, I talked about your relationship with these freshmen, but I also like to ask some of these upperclassmen and just all of these high schoolers, really, the advice they would give to the middle schoolers and the young ones that I know are watching from these communities that look up to you guys. Like, you guys are the hottest thing since sliced bread, right? So when you talk about some advice you probably give to some of these younger soccer players that look up to you guys, what's some advice you would give to them for them to see maybe the success you're seeing? And what were some of the big things for you when you were younger that maybe you worked on that helped you become successful like you are?
Always put in your work. At home, if you have like a brick wall, do some passing against it, work on your juggling, just like anything outside of like practice that you can find enjoyable. Like look up some different exercises you can do by yourself, but don't give up. Keep putting in the work because you'll get there. Don't look down on yourself. People make mistakes. It goes on. You have to make mistakes to be able to learn from them. Definitely.
I like that you want to leave that standard for the future athletes too, and it's not just about the skill set, but it's about being a good person too. And what do you think some of the biggest things you've grown as character wise as a person are since you started high school to now?
Freshman year, I feel like I got down on myself a lot, but I definitely feel like I got more positive, and I want to be more positive for my team. My skills have gotten better, but like as a person, I've definitely become more positive, and I feel like I'm more approachable to talk to. Yeah, I just like being a leader, and I feel like I have grown a lot as a soccer player and as a person.
You mentioned club soccer too, and I know that always brings about some tough competition. Talk to me about how much growth you saw in yourself as a player since playing club soccer too, and how much that helped you become more effective in high school.
Club soccer has definitely prepared me a lot. You play against a whole bunch of different levels. When I was younger, I played through a couple of clubs that didn't really stick around. So I finally found Canton Akron United Force. I play on the 2008 ECNL team. That's an awesome team. Like, I love that group. They all push me to be the best of my abilities. Like, if I know that I'm not doing something correctly and the coach knows, the coach is going to tell me. They coach me through it. I definitely have made a lot of growth through club sports. It has definitely helped me a lot.
All right, Katie, before we let you go, I always like to go through a little bit of a rapid fire set of questions for our student athletes. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Post-game meal, what you going to?
Salads. I like salads. I like chicken salads or a pepperoni roll from our school concession stand.
All right, all right. What's the go-to warm-up drill before a match?
Warm up drill. We do FIFA, and then we used to do FIFA, but now we're doing like running out. We kind of just do whatever our coach tells us. We go through a line, go run, sprint, open the gate, close the gate, just a whole bunch of different stretches and pickups.
Who's your favorite professional soccer player?
Messi or Alex Morgan.
Okay. Okay. Who's faster or what's faster, your sprint or your thought process on the field?
My sprint.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. What is the team warm-up song? Do you guys have like one that's like dedicated for the team this year?
We like Breaking Dishes by Rihanna, or we like Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay. Okay. Who's the hardest opponent you've ever had to face?
Canfield.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's always a rivalry, West Branch and Canfield, no doubt. Who's the teammate in your soccer career that's helped push you to become a better player?
Ellie Tucker, Allie Brammer, both of them.
What is your preferred soccer cleat or training footwear?
Either Nike or Adidas.
Okay. What's the best team bonding activity?
Sorry, what was that again? You cut out. I'm sorry.
What's your favorite team bonding activity that you get to do with your teammates?
Our team sleepovers, those are so fun. In the summer, we get to go swimming or go to the lake on jet skis and stuff. It's fun.
Soccer IQ or speed? What do you think matters more on the field?
Soccer IQ.
Favorite moment so far this season?
Ooh, this season? Oh my gosh, I don't know. They're all I don't know. I love them all.
That could be an answer if you want. If you want to just, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Early wake up or a night owl for games? Do you like the ones in the afternoons or do you like the evenings?
I like the night games, 7 p.m. games under the lights. They hit different.
Okay, I agree. There's something about the evenings as well. Do you like what's the for you, if you could like design your own look for a West Branch uni, any kind of look, any kind of color scheme you want, what would that kind of look be?
I stick to our green and white. I kind of like our jerseys now, so I keep it somewhere like close to where our jerseys now. Maybe a little bit looser fitting, but I think I like them how they are now.
Keep them the way they are. Hey, that's not a bad answer either. All right, before I let you go, Katie, I always got to give you the chance to just shout out the people, the support system that's been there for you. Give some love to the people that have been there loving you along the way.
My sisters, my family, my mom, my dad, just like my entire family, all the coaches, my personal trainers, my teammates that keep me going. And I don't know, I just appreciate them all.
Well, we appreciate you, Katie, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on and talk a little bit of soccer, talk a little bit about your high school career so far with us. We're wishing you the best of luck, but you don't really need it on that soccer field as of late. You've been on a tear. But best of luck anyway going forward, Katie, and we'll be talking to you again real soon.
Thank you.
Anthony Hartwig here with a United Girls Soccer player profile. We're joined by freshman newcomer Bella Thompson. Bella, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
So this is your first year. Talk about what it's been like kind of getting your feet wet and putting an impact on this varsity team in your first year.
Yeah, it's been really fun and like really easy thanks to like the environment that the seniors and the coaches give me as a freshman. You know, they let a lot slide since I'm a freshman, but they also like hold me to a big expectation with like how good I guess I am, but it's been really fun.
What were some of the big expectations you had going into this year? Like what were some fears or some nerves that you had of freshman season, and how does that compare to where you are now?
Like not getting along with the team, you know, a freshman, I only really knew the sophomores because they are so close to me in age, and not making mistakes because I don't want to mess anything up, you know, just help them not mess up. So
You talked about getting close to this team. How fast did this team prove to you that they were going to be a close-knit community and you were able to really get close with everyone?
Definitely like the first open field, everyone was very welcoming, like talked to me, asked if like how I was, how I felt about the season, and the coaches like introducing me to everybody really helped too. They made me feel really comfortable the first couple days, which is really nice and made the whole process a lot easier.
And that in turn made you be able to have so much success already so far in this year. Talk about what's been working so well. What's been clicking for you as a freshman?
My offensive line, I've played with them since I was little. Holmes, Ellie Howerby, played on a travel here, and like connections are just being brought back so easy, and we kind of like read each other, and it really helps.
When you think about being an athlete at United, what makes it so special? What makes the community so good? And how do you feel about being able to represent the school system every time you go out there and play?
My aunts and my dad, they've been like, inspiring, just living up to their legacy and trying to be the best and be, and let me know, special and very supportive of every athlete that comes through.
When you think about, like you said, the family ties, what are some things that like make that so special to you to be able to be the next person in your family legacy to be a great athlete?
Just going at least like because it helps me be a better player because I just want to be like them. And so if I'm feeling down on myself, they're always there to bring me back up, and it's just a good support system.
Who are some of your role models, the people you go to in life when you need a little bit of a pick-me-up?
My aunt Maggie Sell, she kind of was in my shoes once, so she really understands, like, we have a deeper connection than most of my family. My dad, he's very hard on me, but I think he just wants the best for me. And then my mom's my emotional support person. If dad's and me are arguing, I can always come to her and be like, he's not understanding what I'm trying to say, like, you need to calm us both down. So that's really nice.
Way to go, Mom. Way to be the buffer in that conversation. Good job. When you talk about loving the sport so much, obviously you put so much time into it. What do you love so much about the sport of soccer?
How it's like a team effort and it's not always relying on one person. You can always have people to like turn to if you need help. And even though if you put so much like weight on your shoulders, like luckily with our team, you can just like relax and know that people have your back and it's not all relying on one person.
When did you start playing soccer? When was the first time you kind of picked up a soccer ball?
Like 5. That's when I like got signed up for it. I left dance to play soccer. Like I had to make a decision when I was little and I was like, yeah, let's try it. And then ever since it's just like stuck with me. It's really fun, like competitive. I'm a very competitive person, so it just clicked.
In what other ways are you able to get competitive outside of soccer? I'm sure it's hard to turn that off when soccer season's over. So what other ways do you flex those competitive muscles?
My family, we're all very competitive. So Christmas, when we play cards and spoons, and when we play basketball with my aunt, it's always competitive who wants to win because that's just how we are. We've always been that way.
Who wins the most in your family?
I want to say me, but that's not true. Probably my dad.
Hey, you could say you, and we would never know the difference. Like we'd ride with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, me or my dad probably, but usually my dad.
Let's talk about you outside of the soccer field. You're a student athlete, of course, and it's your first year as a high school student. What's that been like so far for the transition between middle school to high school academics?
A lot. Like we've already had homework and quizzes and like it's just a lot, but I think with my family, like we're so tight, like it makes it so much easier, but having homework every night and having quizzes already, like it's just overwhelming, but it's really nice having a nice like environment to go to soccer and be like, I'm not as stressed because if I'm not practicing well, it's not like we're screaming at each other. It's just laid back.
What's the bigger jump, the junior high to high school soccer or junior high to high school academics?
Soccer. because it's so much more physical, and I've had more injuries that I don't really know how to treat, because in middle school it was just like I was the big one out there, but now I'm playing against juniors and seniors who have had way more years than me, and it's an eye opener for sure.
You're not going to go through a freshman season like that without some kind of adversity, whether it be a confidence drop or a mental block or whatever it may be. What do you think is one form of adversity you've faced already as a freshman, and how did you get past it to get where you are now?
So I actually pulled my quad, and pretty early in the season, we're still early now, but like I pulled my quad, just kind of staying with me because I don't really take days off. But we found ways to overcome it, and just having like that support system to be like, it's okay that you need to sit out. Like, it's okay to take time off during practice. Like, we're not mad. So I just kind of play it day by day and just hope for the best.
When you talk about a teammate that you've gotten really close to over the season already, who are some teammates that come to mind when you think about girls that you've been able to really become closer to during the season?
Jaden Stouffer, Delaney Jones, Bryn Medore, and Callie Ruthroff, they've kind of all like just taken me in as like I don't know, just to protect me from anybody who like the outside noise, and they're just like, it's okay, like you're a freshman, like, but they're also very honest with me, so it's not like baby treatment, but it's also like someone that I can turn to that's not close to my age, that understands more than others might.
Bella, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to kind of take the limelight off yourself a little bit and shine on the people in your life that mean the most to you, that have gotten you to where you are. So why don't you take the time to give some shout outs and some flowers to the people in your life that you really think deserve it?
My mom and my dad, my aunts, Maggie, Grandpa, and my Grammy, they're just all like my backbone. They help me every day. They push me, but also like let my emotions like go sometimes, because I hold them in so much in games and in practice. So I love them all and thank them, and I wouldn't be here without them.
All right, Bella, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on, talking to us. We appreciate it. We want to wish you the best of luck the rest of this freshman season, and we know that we'll be seeing you again real soon.
All right, thank you for having me.
Anthony Hartwig here with a Mooney girls soccer player profile. We're joined by the senior, and if you can believe it or not, yes, senior Frankie Cassis. This 4 years has gone by in a heartbeat for you. Frankie, thanks for coming on talking to us today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about senior year. What's it like to kind of know this is your last ride with Mooney, and this is it. This is your last season.
Honestly, I'm just so thankful for the experience I've had. Mooney's been nothing but great, and it does make me sad, but I'm also excited for the next chapter too. So just trying to embrace it and enjoy it all and soak it all in.
All right, I said I feel like it's gone really fast with your career. I remember seeing you as a freshman. How fast has it gone for you? Do you feel like it's gone like a blink of an eye these last 4 years?
Yeah, so fast. So I feel like my freshman and my sophomore year, it didn't really pick up, and then my junior year was like happened so quickly, and now I'm a senior, and it's like, where did all the time go?
Since it's all going so fast, what are you really trying to take in this year? What are some things you're really trying to make sure stay in your memory bank?
I'm just trying to be super present, hold the traditions that the classes before me have, hold the legacy, keep the standard high, and have a winning season.
Let's talk about that standard. The standard at Mooney, especially on the soccer program, has been strong for quite some time. If you had to describe the standard and what it means to be on the soccer team, how would you describe it?
I would describe the standard as it's disciplined, it's hard work, but it's also really fun. The coaches do a really nice job of creating a really good culture. We really are a family, the Mooney family. It's not just something we say. We have each other's backs. We have a lot of younger girls this year that have even never played, and so it's been really nice to introduce them to the sport and get them involved, and to see how much they love it makes it all worth it.
and you get to kind of share that standard with the younger players. Who were those players for you that kind of showed you the standard when you first started in this program?
I was really, really fortunate to have great leadership above me with my juniors and seniors. Maggie McGlone, Kendall Scriber, Sophia Diorio, two of which went to play collegiately. And the standard was always high for them. And I think what made us so successful is their passion and that never give up desire to win really set the tone for myself and the other freshmen that we didn't understand at this time, but we were part of something bigger and we wanted to win, not even for ourselves, but for them because our seniors and our juniors wanted it so bad. And they did a really good job of setting the energy for the year.
The way seniors are judged really is how they leave the program when they leave. Like, what is this program going to look like when they're gone? What are some things that you're trying to put in place so that standard of excellence doesn't go away when you graduate?
I feel like I want to be remembered by my discipline and my hard work, but also my thoughtfulness and my consideration. And I think it's important to like build the trust in a team. And so I want my teammates to feel like they trust each other. I want them to feel like they trust me. I want them to feel like I support them. So that I just want to leave that sense of like support and hard work and discipline and that good balance.
Over the summer, before the season started, you broke some pretty big news about your future. For those people watching that have been living under a rock or maybe don't know, where have you decided to play the next 4 years after you're done at Mooney?
I'm committed to continue my academic and athletic career at Youngstown State University.
Let's go. Not only are you staying home, that's a D1 college. Let's go D1 athlete. That's awesome. Obviously, the recruiting process for you was probably very hectic like everyone. Everyone has their own process. What was it like for you, and what made YSU that team that stuck out the most that you wanted to be a part of?
You know, I feel like everyone's recruiting process has a lot of ups and downs. You see a lot in the media, like what's true, what's not about it, so many different opinions. But it was definitely long, and I definitely feel like I started things a little bit late. But I think it is true, like the saying's true, like what's meant for you will find you, and what's supposed to happen will. And so I started with a new club this season, and I just think I needed a change to push myself and to get uncomfortable and to get outside of my comfort zone. And I think that made all the difference for me. Yeah.
I feel like because he's playing at YSU just makes perfect sense. When they offered you and you knew that they were an option, how quick was it to say, okay, that's just a no-brainer?
It is always where I wanted to end up. I looked at other places, but, I always had YSU in the back of my mind. But I wanted to make sure, most importantly, that it was, like, the right fit for me. And it's not just, like, what I wanted, but where it was actually a place I could see myself growing and developing and, like, becoming a better player. And their coaching staff was so amazing. They have some really good people. And their admin, just everything. Everyone supports each other. The athletic department and the actual schooling, just so much support, so many resources. So that really stood out to me.
You'll obviously be going there to play soccer, but what are you going there to study? What are some things that you see yourself doing after the soccer career is over and the big girl career begins?
I was really fortunate that YSU actually has like everything that I'm considering. A lot of schools, you can only pick between a couple majors, where Coach Wall for the girls soccer team is okay with us playing or studying whatever we want to study. School comes first, philosophy. So that was really nice and like eased my nerves a little bit about all that. But I think either a CRNA track or total opposite of a pre-law track.
So you're on two ends of the spectrum. You're like, wow,
right, total opposites.
But both those careers, one, going to be a long process to get there. But once you do, some money involved, right? There's going to be some green in
right.
When you talk about, but like I said, both those tracks are going to be a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. What makes that kind of easy for you? Because some people would be daunted by saying, okay, I'm going to be a collegiate athlete, plus I'm going to start either law or med track, which wouldn't be easy to be, both. But I'm thinking for you, it might be a little bit easier. What kind of makes you ready for that kind of juggling, that kind of time management?
I honestly think Mooney's really prepared me for that kind of juggling and that kind of time management, and then club sports too kind of help with that. But I just think always like working hard, putting effort into my schoolwork. And then I always like being busy. You know, I said the last time I was on here, embrace the busyness. And that really does stand true to me. Like, I like having a lot going on. I feel the most productive when I have a lot going on. I was talking to some girls on YSU's team, and they were saying how their GPA is always higher in the fall, you know, because they had that schedule, that routine. I think having a routine and a schedule is really important.
Embrace the busyness. That's going to be on a t-shirt one of these days. Quote by Frankie Cassis. When you talk about the busyness, though, senior year is a year where we talk to a lot of seniors, and some of them have done so much work their junior year that the workload is a little bit less their senior year. Are you in that boat, or are you still like, hey, nose to the grindstone senior year, I still got a lot to do?
I definitely put in my time last year to get into a good place now, but still nose in the ground, you know, working hard, keeping up with some difficult classes and coursework, but also make sure I have that time to really like soak it in, enjoy it, be present at school. More so just like being involved with the extra stuff like student council, and we're prepping for the Mooney Boardman rally right now for football. Just a lot of excited things going on. So trying to make sure I'm present and involved in all of it.
I'm sure junior year was really stressful, dealing with wanting to be, you know, a collegiate athlete, recruiting, track, all that stuff, and trying to put your all into being a Mooney soccer player. Now as a senior, you're committed, you know where you're going. Was that kind of a way that you could just completely focus on what you can do to be the best Mooney soccer player you can this year, knowing that all that stuff was now done away with and you had no stress about recruiting anymore?
Yeah, it was a huge relief to verbally commit in the summer, because that was like ideal time frame, you know, because then I could come into Mooney season and not have to worry about the recruiting, the emails, the film as much, and just like, again, be present, enjoy my senior year. Yeah.
Senior night's coming soon, right?
We had our senior night.
It already happened.
Yeah.
What'd you get? What was the gift bag? Well, I usually do this if I get you before senior night. I like to help people with what to get the seniors for their underclassmen. But since you already haven't, what'd you get? What were the gift bags like? Grade them on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, they were a 10. It was so nice. They did a huge basket. We got a sweatshirt, a water bottle, candy. They did a really nice collage of pictures and like awards and stuff we've gotten. The parents and the players did such a nice job. They really do make it really special for the seniors. We got our flowers. It was overall just a really nice night.
Man, we talked about the standard for excellence. That right there, that's the standard. If you're a senior next year, you better expect the same thing. Standard has been set for what you get the seniors when they're going off. Frankie, one of the things I also want to ask you about, it's just, you said it before, you're part of this Mooney family. I think we talked about it last year with you as well. What's it mean to you to be a part of this such strong tradition in the school? So many alumni that have done such great things, and they all have your back. What's that like to be a part of a high school that has such a built-in tradition and family?
It's probably the most like special thing I've ever been a part of. I really don't think I've ever seen anything like it, and I don't know any different. The support is like no other. There is a standard with everything. There's a standard in the classroom. There's a standard on the field. There's a standard as a school. Everyone's doing the most. Everyone's doing their job and more. And I just think it's created such a good environment. Everything seems to be on the ups. And, you know, girls soccer has been a huge part of that.
We also, last year, we talked about the family legacy that you have. You know, everyone knows the last name. As soon as they hear Cassis, they know it's a Youngstown legacy. What's that like for you now that you've stamped your own legacy at Mooney? And I'm sure you've had to wrestle that maybe when you were younger about trying to make your own legacy and live up to that family name. Now that you kind of, okay, I am doing great things. I'm going to YSU to play soccer. What's that like to kind of be able to say, okay, I have lived up to this standard and I am, you know, continuing this family legacy?
It's a really good feeling to know that like the hard work did pay off, and I do try to carry myself well. And so it is just kind of nice to see that like people notice. It doesn't go unnoticed. What
are some things that you're excited about the next level and being a YSU student athlete, and some things that kind of make you nervous a little bit and like, okay, big waters now?
I'm really excited, honestly, because I feel like any time I've had a really big change like that, I've always been super nervous, but it's always kind of worked itself out and been one of like the most impactful things. So I'm really excited for our non-conference games. I know we have a really fun non-conference schedule to look forward to, a lot of travel. So getting to visit different places that I've never been before and then getting ready. And I think the YSU coach has a similar philosophy to how Mooney sports kind of operate, where playing a really tough regular season schedule to prepare you for postseason. So that kind of seems to remain true at YSU, where the non-conference games are going to be tough, so you can get ready for your conference and get ready to compete and already be playing at a high level. And then some things that I'm a little nervous about, just like the overall workload. It's a change, new school, new schedule, but I think doing some of the CCPs through YSU has really helped me get used to the way their coursework is and all that kind of stuff with the actual schooling part. But it honestly just seems like they have so many great resources and so many great people there as well. It seems pretty similar to Mooney. So I think I'll always have somebody that I can go to for the right things, and they have the right people in place.
When you graduate, you get handed that diploma, you get to get real reflective. What are going to be some of the things you look back on and say that you're real proud of yourself for being able to accomplish, whether they be on the field or in the classroom?
Honestly, I think I'm going to look back and really be proud of just the way I carried myself over these past 4 years, the accomplishments we've been able to do with soccer, having Agni and Britta come in my freshman year will be their first class to graduate. And so just what we've built, going to districts 2 of the past 3 years I've been here, and hopefully getting to state this year. So just proud of our run, proud of the hustle, proud of the growth. And then outside of the field, just in the classroom, always doing my best, putting my best foot forward, keeping my GPA high.
Frankie, we like to end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to kind of give shout outs and thank yous to the people in your life that have meant the most and the people that have kind of been with you every step of the way. So I want to give you the chance to do that and give out some thank yous to the people deserve it.
I'd like to first start off with Coach Agni. She instills the discipline, the hard work, the desire to win. Our assistant coach, Coach Britta, she's kind of the brains behind the operation, the strategist. She carries her notepad around. She's always taking notes, always making sure she's updating us on film, and she has a lot of stuff behind the scenes that sometimes could probably easily go unnoticed. Coach Kat's been a really great addition to our team. She's one of our younger coaches, and I think that really helps bridge the gap between the 2 ages of our head coaches and the girls. Gives the girls someone to relate to. She's played in college before, so somebody that's been in their shoes, similar in age. All of the people here at Mooney who have done nothing but support me and help me get to where I'm at. And of course, my parents and God, for giving me the opportunity to continue playing, and the YSU coaching staff.
All right, Frankie, we want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. We know the entire Mooney community is so proud of you and what you've been able to do. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the senior season, and can't wait to talk again real soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
And that was Frankie Cassis from Cardinal Mooney and Bella Thompson from United before her. We want to thank all of those soccer players for taking the time to join us and talk to us about their story. Katie Schroeder from West Branch as well, talking to Ty Bartell. Without them giving us their time, we wouldn't be able to tell their stories. So we always want to thank them for that. We also want to take time to thank our sponsors today for this show, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. They'll go the extra mile for you. And Toyota Warren, they want to take you places. If you're in the need for a new or used vehicle, those 2 places, you can't get anything better than that. You see the Toyota Tundra out there, the YSN Mobile. Make sure you know it's from Toyota Warren. They'll take you places. They take us places all the time. We also want to thank our sponsor, Joe Dickey Electric. And what is Joe Dickey Electric? Well, they're everything electrical. They'll take care of all your needs, whether it be screwing a light bulb or commercial electric development. They have you covered, and they also covered us with the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, how we end every show. So let's roll it. And what's my spark today? My spark today is going to go out to McDonald Volleyball, and their senior setter, Ava Salamone. We almost missed talking about it, so I like to sometimes use my spark for things that we didn't get to at the top of the show, we were so excited about Riley Simons getting 3,000 and that game against Crestview and talking about the way it flowed. Almost forgot to mention that Ava Solomon went for her 1,000th career assist, so congratulations to her. Want to make sure we give her a shout out for the spark, so that's what we're going to do today. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to YSN Live on a Thursday afternoon on September 18th. As we always like to say, it's the best and only September 18th, 2025 you're ever going to get, so make it a good one. We have zone coverage later on tonight. The boys will be in Ashtabula County to talk some more football. Reminder that this show will not be on Friday. We will be back on Monday with me and DJ talking about the Week 5, festivities and all the things that happened in Week 5. So you don't want to miss that. It'll also be an Overreaction Monday with Greg McAfee. Until then, I'm Anthony Hartwig. I'll also sign off for DJ, who could not be here today, but we're still thinking about him as he's out shooting a commercial. As he always says, let the sports be with you. We will see you all again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some Friday football tomorrow.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.